So how did you guys were able to afford buying one home after the other? Because most people kind of start tapping out around 3, 4 properties.
So we bought the first two using conventional loans. One we kept as a rental because it cash flowed and made sense at that time. And it was in like a C minus area. That's hard to believe in Maui. It is still oceanfront, but the types of people that live in there are, a lot of them are on rental assistance, like Section 8 and HUD. And so even with the HOA, we bought it at around, that one we bought around 90,000. And our renters now pay $1,800 a month, and the HOA is about $600. So there's still a lot of meat on the bones when you are buying in, more so affordable neighborhoods. But the other condo that we bought was in the it was like almost three or a little over 300,000. It took us maybe about 40,000 to fix it up. And then we sold it at 489. So it's definitely a good spread for my first flip. And I just used logic. A lot of people told me like, how did you know it was a deal? I said, I really didn't. I was kind of like going on bigger pockets, looking up calculators and like just logistically, if I know something sold in there at like, around 475 and I could purchase at 300, I mean, you got to make money. There's going to be money made in that transaction. So they're just kind of using logics, even though I didn't really know what I was doing. But from there, I joined a mentorship. So I bought my first to join a mentorship, Ryan Pineda's Future Flipper program. And from there, I took off. It really gave me the confidence to know that I could scale and take on more, taught me about the finances, that there's, private and hard money lenders and creative financing. There's different ways to, and different types of loan products that you can get. I always just thought you have to use your own money or the bank's money. So that's kind of how I scaled up to purchasing my third property, all using private money. That was about 560. And what had happened was I was very active in the investing community here. I was going to every fixer upper that was listed on the MLS, meeting as many people as I could, going to all the meetups, connecting with others, finding out, okay, how can I work together with them? Or I have the weekends, even though I'm working full time, what can I do to help them? And I think that's really helped me to scale and just make genuine connections, is adding value to somebody else first and then them coming back to me. So my third property, I bought all private money from another investor. So I had met him at a few of the foreclosures that were listed on the MLS. We had gone to a few together and built a relationship from there, and then seen him at the meetup. And at one of the homes that we looked at, he was like, hey, are you gonna, put a bid on this one? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It's so much work. He's like, yeah, I'm thinking that too. Like, I'm getting older. So he was in his early 50s. And he told me that he's done with dealing with contractors. And he's one of those investors who likes to do kind of everything on his own, handle it that way. And so of course you're going to get run down and tired if you're trying to do everything by yourself. And so he said, man, I think maybe I'm going to start lending. And I was like, I'll take your money. But I was serious, and he knew that. So he's like, no, for real. Like, if I believe in you, I've seen, proof of concept that you've had these wins and purchasing your first couple projects, and I like you, I want to help you out. And so when I purchased the third property, all private money, that was his first time lending too. So we kind of went through it together and seeing, the benefits of doing it that way. And so even to this day, he still lends to me.
It's really important to find people that you trust, and then bring some repeat, right? Because that makes the business a lot easier. And then now you have 10 rentals. Is the business any different from when you started your first two? Like, what are some of the stuff that you're doing to make this into a business versus, just investing yourself? Yeah.
So because I knew I didn't want kind of employees or want to build like a huge flipping or huge wholesaling company. I wanted to kind of stay small and have that flexibility because I do have my two kids. I want to continue to be there for them. And I gave up so much while I was working my job and trying to invest when I first started out, that I started partnering. So that's how I'm able to scale now and do so many projects all across the country, is that people come to me, especially if they are on their last leg. A lot of partnerships that I have now is it's 50-50 equity, and they know that. And they're like, Zosh, we still want to do this deal, but we're tapped out on money. If you can just bring the gap funding, or you can connect us with someone, or find a solution for us to get this project, like we don't mind splitting equity. So those are the types that I'm getting into now, because I want to be less hands-on with the fix and flips that I have on Maui. It's hard not to be, because it's so close that you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll just go run and do this. Or so it's hard to stay away. And that's what I'm gearing towards, how I'm scaling and really just turning into a business of making connections and networking be of value to people that way. And of course,
Yeah.
that's not really measurable. I mean, it is in how many you get, but that's why I focus so much on social media and getting myself out there and showing people, hey, these are the types of projects I'm doing. If you need help with lending, or you need help with any sort of management, or you're just starting out, I don't mind partnering with people who, one, have like a good track record. And even when you're starting out, you don't have any projects. However, if you are in a great job, you have the deal, you've analyzed it. I know people and in many markets that could confirm the numbers. And from there, that's how I kind of trust but verify, and then move forward with partnering with them. So I
Yeah.
actually, through different mentorships, and this is why I like joining mentorships, masterminds. I don't mind paying to go to these different events, because I could make a connection that could make me, 6 figures. So
Right.
that's
Yeah.
worth it all in the end. And that's probably why you go to Collective Genius, is to rub shoulders or be around those types of people and say, hey, this is what I'm good at. If you ever need help, like, I'm here. And that's what's honestly helped me gain momentum in moving forward, is just making those connections and telling people what I'm trying to achieve or what my goals are, and them wanting to help, and vice versa.